Okay, arguably one of the most exciting product launches of 2020 was also one of the most controversial, mainly because of one factor, the price. I just received my Airpods Max earlier today, and I'm excited to share this video with you because I have some thoughts on it that I think may trigger some people, especially Apple haters. So what I want to do, since there are plenty of reviews already out there, is to do a quick unboxing with you guys, and then talk a little bit about the specs, but quickly jump to what my opinion is on the Airpods Max and why I think it will be a hit for Apple. All right, let's do this. Okay, as usual with Apple devices, not a lot to look at when it comes to the box. Picture of the product on the front, logo. Picture of the product on the back, logo. That's it, Airpods Max. Okay, let's open this bad boy up. Okay. The anticipation. Okay. All right. Okay, not much. Little, as always, warranty information and stuff. USB-C to Lightning cable, and I wish Apple had made the AirPods Max fully USB-C. I don't understand why they're still using Lightning for something like a product released at the end of 2020. The now already infamous smart case, which is good quality, but we'll talk about that a little bit more later. I really think that Apple, for this price point, they could have included something a little more protective than something that protects only the cups, the ear cups themselves. Let me put my gloves on so I don't cover this thing in fingerprints before I do the close-up glamour shots for you guys. Okay. It's a little heavier than I expected, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Digital crown, and the ambient noise button, which turns on and off transparency mode. Okay, now on to the specs, starting with materials. The AirPods Max ear cups are made of anodized aluminum, machined out in one seamless piece, and it comes in 5 colors: space gray, silver, green, sky blue, and pink. The frame, telescoping arm, and ball joint are all made of stainless steel, with the frame being covered in a soft touch material. The ear cup cushions are made of acoustically engineered memory foam covered in a breathable knit mesh that has the left and right indications woven into them in each ear cup. There are only 2 controls on the AirPods Max: the digital crown, inherited from the Apple Watch and which controls volume, skips tracks, and activates Siri, and the transparency mode button, which, as the name implies, controls the transparency feature that lets external sounds in. The AirPods Max feature custom Apple-built drivers with dual neodymium ring magnet motors in each ear that Apple says help minimize harmonic distortion. There are a whopping 8 microphones in the AirPods Max, 3 outward-facing and 1 inward-facing in each ear. These are used in conjunction with the H1 chip present in each cup to enable computational audio features like adaptive EQ, active noise cancellation, and transparency mode. The outward-facing microphones are also beamforming, which helps isolate your voice from the background during voice calls. Like with the AirPods Pro, the AirPods Max also features gyroscopes and accelerometers that enable the spatial audio with head tracking feature. Other notable features include head detection for automatic pausing and resuming playback, ultra low power mode when placed inside the smart case, and 20 hours of battery life with noise cancellation on. Alright, before I share my final thoughts with you on the AirPods Max, I want to talk a little bit about things that I absolutely love about it, things that I like about it, things I haven't decided yet if I like or not, and things I hate about it, or maybe hate's a strong word, things I really dislike about it. Starting with things I love, and arguably the most important of all, the sound quality. In my opinion, the AirPods Max sound amazing. I have worked in the past with brands like Definitive Technology or Ultimate Ears, and they make really high-end headphones, and I have tried planar magnetic headphones and other really expensive headphones that cost $2,000–$3,000, and I think that unless you're a really hardcore audiophile, you're not really going to notice that much of a difference between the AirPods Max and headphones that cost 4 or 5 times more. The sound stage is very well balanced, really deep bass that doesn't distort even at the highest volume, really well balanced mids and highs. It's just all around a great sounding pair of headphones. So absolutely love the sound quality, check. Next, active noise cancelling. I have either owned or tried other competitive active noise cancelling headsets in the past, like the Bose NC700s or the Sony WH-1000XM4s. I would say that the active noise cancelling on the AirPods Max is at least on par with those 2 competitors, works extremely well, and The transparency mode feature works extremely well too, so it's really great. Love it. The next thing I love about the AirPods Max, the design. And this may be a very subjective one because taste is something very personal. But I think this is classic Apple minimalism and simplicity in design at play again. It just looks beautiful. I love the anodized aluminum ear cups and how I think these are like a really prime real estate for some laser etching, which I'm already thinking about doing to mine. But it just looks really nice. It's very smartly engineered and very well designed, which leads me to my next thing I love about it, the engineering and the build quality. It's just, again, another great example of Apple engineering at play, where you have the ball joint hinge, which is has a spring and moves in any direction. And then the way you adjust the length of the headband, it doesn't have those stopping points, the little clicky things, but it has enough resistance that you know this is not going to move on its own. So it works really well. The build quality is great. The materials feel very premium. Overall, the build quality, as is expected from Apple products, especially the most premium ones today, is top notch. I think it's unparalleled, and I wouldn't be able to mention another brand that has as much attention to detail when it comes to manufacturing and engineering as Apple has. So love the build quality. I also just love how comfortable these are on your head. I talked about the mesh material that Apple created, but the ear cushions are actually made of memory foam, and they're covered in that mesh material, which is, for my personal taste, much better than leather or Napa leather, leatherette, or whatever you want to call it, because those, especially when you have memory foam inside of them, they have a tendency to get very sweaty and to get flaky and to start to peel off. These feel breathable, and it feels like the kind of headset that you can wear for hours and hours and not really feel uncomfortable. Another thing I love about the AirPods Max is the fact that the ear cushions are so easy to replace. And although I would put on my things I really don't like list the fact that replacement ear cushions cost $69, but I would give it 2 months before a third-party version of these start becoming available on Amazon, and for like 1/3 of the price or less. But it's really cool that you can customize them. If they for some reason get damaged, you can replace them, and it's just so easy to do it. They snap into place magnetically, and really easy to replace and to customize in any way you want. And the last thing I absolutely love about the AirPods Max is how seamlessly it integrates into the Apple ecosystem of devices. Starting with how easy it is to pair it, you just remove it from the smart case and your phone automatically detects it, and you add it, and once you add it to your Apple account, to your phone for example, it's automatically available on all your other Apple devices. So auto switching, a lot of people haven't experienced that. People who don't have AirPods have not experienced that before, so they don't realize how convenient that is and how much easier it makes for you to switch between devices without having to remove your headphones or having to repair it with a new device. So the AirPods Max works just like the other AirPods and auto switches very easily between devices, and there are really cool features like audio sharing and stuff like that, but it just feels like the whole thing was designed to work together because it was. So that's my list of things that I love about the AirPods Max. All right, now things I know I like. I don't love, but I like about the AirPods Max. The first being the digital crown. I think that actually the digital crown makes a lot of sense as a mechanism to adjust volume. It's just better, in my opinion, than up and down buttons. And it works really well. It's very responsive as you're rotating it. And you also can change in the settings on your iPhone. You can change the direction that you want the volume to go up or down. And I like it. I need to use it for a little bit longer to know if I'm really gonna love it, but I like it. And the other thing that I like about it is the battery life. Apple says that the AirPods Max lasts up to 20 hours with active noise canceling on. I haven't been able to put that to the test yet, but it's pretty good battery life. It could be better. The Sony WH-1000 XM4s, they last for 30 hours with active noise canceling on, 38 without. So it's not bad battery life, but it could definitely be better. So one thing that I haven't decided if I like or not is the location of the controls, which is on top on the AirPods Max. Most headphones, wireless headphones, have controls on the bottom. I haven't really lived with it for long enough to make up my mind, but I don't hate it. It doesn't feel like something that shouldn't be there, but I guess it's different, but I haven't really made up my mind yet. But now on to the things that I hate or dislike about the AirPods Max. I gotta be honest with you, I really wanted to like the smart case, but I hate it. I know people are making all kinds of memes with it and saying it looks like either a bra or a purse when you put the AirPods Max in it. it kind of does look like a purse. It's a very tiny purse. But what I hate about it is that for a $550 pair of headphones, I don't understand why Apple couldn't have included a case that protected the whole thing. This protects only the ear cups, and I think it's another sign that the anodized aluminum won't be that hard to scratch. But yeah, it's cool that it has a smart feature that he puts it in extra low power mode when you put them in the case, and when you take it out, it automatically turns them on. But I wish they had done that in a case that protected the whole thing. So really don't like that. The other thing I really don't like about it is the fact that this thing still uses a lightning connector. It comes in the box with a USB-C to lightning cable, but I just don't get why they couldn't make it fully USB-C, which we all know is the future, and it's just another cable. I guess maybe what they thought was the use case for this is people who have iPhones are gonna buy these and they already have their lightning cable for the iPhone. But I think that the Airpods Max, being a $550 headsets, could have the latest charging port in them. So really don't like that. And lastly, the thing that I absolutely hate about it, and there's absolutely no excuse from Apple that can justify this decision, in my opinion, is the fact that this thing does not come with an audio cable. $550 for headphones that you have to buy an audio cable extra for $30-something, it just makes no sense to me. I think this was a really cheap move by Apple, and they could have included an audio cable in the box for that price, but they didn't. So I think that was a really cheap move by Apple, and there's no justification for it, in my opinion. All right, so on to my final thoughts / verdict about the Airpods Max. And this is where things may get a little contentious, and some people may accuse me of being too much of a fanboy and may vehemently disagree with me. But although I absolutely recognize these are not cheap headphones at $550, I actually think that this falls into the category of Apple products that feel overpriced before you get them, and then you understand, once you get them, you understand why they cost as much as they do. Of course, I would prefer for them to be cheaper, especially in a year that was particularly hard financially on a lot of people. But I think a lot of people make the mistake of using the same paradigms when analyzing Apple products that they use when they're analyzing other products from other brands. When Apple approaches product design differently, in my opinion, they think about the whole holistic experience, not just about the features that are included in that specific product. And to be honest, in my opinion, I don't think there's anything else out there that compares to the experience of using the Airpods Max, apart from the cheaper versions of the AirPods Pro and the regular AirPods. But they don't sound as good as the Airpods Max. And there are quite a few reviews already that compare the Airpods Max to its closest rivals when it comes to price point, the Sony WH-1000XM4s and the Bose NC700s. But instead of doing that, I actually thought that it would make more sense. I wanted to compare it to the most expensive pair of headphones that I have, which in this case are custom in-ear monitors from Ultimate Ears. And these were priced at, I think, $1,300 when I first got them. And they have 6 tiny armature, like little drivers inside, and they sound amazing. These are used by professional musicians on stage and by sound engineers when they're mixing professional music and stuff. And they sound really, really great. They're $1,300. So they sound great. But in my opinion, for my taste at least, the Airpods Max sound better. Deeper bass, higher volume, and no distortion. But for listening to music overall, I think the Airpods Max I would prefer these, not only because they sound better in my opinion, but because these kind of hurt your ears after wearing them for a prolonged period of time. So yeah, I do think that the Airpods Max are worth the $550 price tag. Again, would prefer for them to be cheaper, but I don't think that these are overpriced. When I reviewed the MagSafe Duo charger a couple weeks ago, I made it very clear that I thought that was the Apple techs just really, really going crazy and charging us way too much for something that doesn't deliver that much functionality, and the experience itself is just okay, even though it's made with good materials. But this should not be compared to cheaper headphones. I think that they are comparable to much more expensive headphones, like planar magnetic headphones and high-end audiophile headphones for a much lower price tag, in my opinion. So I'm definitely a huge fan, and I'm very impressed with the sound quality and the overall experience of using the AirPods Maxes. All right, guys, that's it for my review of the AirPods Max. Hopefully you found this video useful. If you have, please remember to hit like below and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss new videos like this with unboxings, reviews, cool Fanboy original products that you can download and 3D print at home yourself, and much, much more. All right, catch you on the next one. Fanboy out.